Hi, today I wanted to work a problem. This is from the week 1 lesson 3 geometry assignment. This is the only one where I kind of thought, y'all might have a few problems with this. Okay, this is from the midpoint page. Look at that. There's answers on that page. Okay, what I want to talk to you about is down here, problems 9 through 12. Okay. This is where I give you an endpoint and I give you a midpoint and I'm asking for the other endpoint. What I'm talking about, on an XY coordinate, okay, look at this XY coordinate grid right here. Coordinates are these little guys. They're the endpoints of segments. Okay, they have an address. We've talked about this in class. And that address is an XY coordinate. If you'll look here, this address goes right 4 up 4. So that's one of my endpoints. And this address is left 5 down 2. So this address is -5, -2. These are my coordinates. Okay. If I'm trying to find the midpoint, look at this. Okay, I'm looking for the point right in the middle. It looks like it's at somewhere right there, but I want an exact midpoint, so we have to use the midpoint formula. And if you'll remember the midpoint formula, it's really just an average of your two coordinates. You take your x coordinates, remember there were 2 points, okay? And you take your 2 points, you add them together, your 2 x's, and divide that by 2. There's 2 points, so we divide it by 2. It's an average of your 2 x's. Then you add your 2 y's together, and you divide by 2. So back to this example right here. I had coordinate -5, -2, and I had coordinate 4, 4. If I added my x's, look, there's an x, and there's an x. If I added my x's together and divided by 2, this would give me -1/2. If I added my y's together, -2 plus 4, that gives me -2, or that gives me 2 over 2, and 2 over 2 is 1. So this is my address for the midpoint. Left a half a box, up 1. Let's see what that looks like. Left a half a box, up 1, looks like the midpoint to me. That's the midpoint of this segment, okay? It's the exact midpoint. You don't want to take a guess, okay? But down here, look at number 9. This time I'm giving an endpoint and a midpoint, and I'm asking, what's the other endpoint? And you might say, if you're really smart, you might say, that's just saying 2 plus one of these numbers divided by 2 is going to give me that 3, okay? And so I could narrow out choices like this. 2 plus 1 is 3, divided by 2 is not 3. So quickly I can narrow out choice A. But let's try to do it without using the choices. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to work number 10 for you. Okay. And here's number 10 right here. Okay. So bear with me. I'm using my cell phone recording this. This is an endpoint. 3, -2. Here's my other endpoint. Remember, they didn't give it to us. But I know it's going to be an x coordinate. And I know it's going to be a y coordinate. And then they gave me my midpoint. And my midpoint is 4, 2. Okay. So we're going to use the same formula. We're going to add our x's together. That's an x, and that's an x. We're going to add those x's together. We're going to divide that by 2 to get the average of these 2 x's. And this time I know the answer. The answer is going to be 4. And then I'm going to add my y's together. Remember, I don't know what that second y is. I'm going to divide that by 2, and that's going to give me my answer for y right here. Here's my midpoint y right there. Okay? So now I have 2 fraction problems, and I know you groan and you hate fractions, so we're going to get rid of divided by 2. To get rid of divided by 2, we do the opposite of divided by 2, which is multiply by 2. And remember, this is an equation. Whatever I do on the left side, I got to do on the right side. So let's go over here. Let's do the same thing to find our y. I want to get rid of divided by 2, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. Now we're about to find our answer. Remember what we're looking for. We're looking for our xy coordinate right here. Okay? So 2 over 2 cancels out. Now I have a much easier problem to work. I have 3 plus x equal 4 times 2 is 8. I'm about to find what my x coordinate is. I need to get that x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 3. X drops down. 3 minus 3 is 0. 8 minus 3 is 5. Yay, there's what my x was. Now let's find our y. 2 over 2 cancels out. Now I've got a much easier problem. Negative 2 plus y equal 2 times 2 is 4. Be careful here. This is a negative 2. I need to move it from this side to this side. So I'm adding 2 to both sides. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. The y drops down. And I get 6. Yay! There's my answer. But I tell you what, I'm going to just check it. Remember, the midpoint formula is add your x's, divide by 2, and that gives you your midpoint x. Add your y's, divide by 2, that gives you your midpoint y. So I'm going to add these x's. 3 plus 5 is 8, divided by 2 should be, bingo, 4. Negative 2 plus 6 is 4. Divided by 2 should be, bingo, 2. That's how you work 9 through 12. There's your answers to that page. I want to see you work them. You can do it. We'll talk to you later. Bye.